Welcome back to another episode of the Okendo Franchise Pod, your source for insight into existing franchise brands and opportunities. I'm your host, Jorge Okendo, and I'm a franchise consultant. In this episode, I'm thrilled to speak with Rick Hall, founder and CEO of NutritionHQ. After 14 years as a franchisee of a major nutrition brand, Rick decides to launch his own new nutrition-focused franchise with a mission to truly help educate people and provide customized solutions. NutritionHQ takes a personalized approach, getting to know each client's health, goals, and lifestyles to create a tailored nutrition plan. He will explain how this sets NutritionHQ apart in the health and wellness franchise space. Since starting NutritionHQ 5 years ago, Rick has grown the brand to 3 locations. He will share what motivated him to start a franchise, his unique approaches to customer service, and tips for franchising success. Whether you're considering investing in a franchise yourself or just want to learn from Rick's wealth of experience, this episode is filled with franchising insights you won't want to miss. So let's dive into the conversation with Rick of NutritionHQ. Rick, why don't you please introduce yourself and introduce the brand, the story of how this thing came to be at the end.
Yep, I'm Ricky Hall. I'm the founder of NutritionHQ. So I came up with the concept, the brand, and stuff like that. So I was a franchisee for 14 years with 2 brands. Mm-hmm. Before that, I worked in the gym and some construction, and then before that, I did 6 years in the Air Force. But I've always been active from when I was a kid. I've always tell people I probably went to sleep most days with a baseball glove on my hand. And the journey that got me here was I was a multi-unit franchisee with 2 other nutrition franchises. Mm-hmm. So that's what was my progression to NutritionHQ. And we wanted to provide something different that we couldn't take care of. The reason I got out of the other franchises, I couldn't take care of my customer anymore. And you can have the best products in the world, you can have the best staff in the world, but if that customer, your number one asset, stops coming through the door because you're not taking care of their needs, your business is gone. You're dead. And that's kind of how NutritionHQ evolved.
Let me ask you something, because like I was telling, like you guys do something a bit different than if you just go to, we're not going to name any other brands, but if you go to another brand to get your supplements. Can you guide us through the process from the moment that someone goes into your store and how you guys help customers that a specific way?
Yeah, so if you walk into most stores, Jorge, you're going to see somebody always standing behind the counter. Mm-hmm. Our staff is extremely engaging. They are, from the minute you walk in, within 3 steps, somebody's saying, hi, I'll be with you in a second, or hey, what can I help you with? And from that point on, we have a 7-step system that we go through, from greeting to consultation, asking questions, and the consultation approach, picking out the right program for them, writing out their program, and stuff like that. So you may come in and be on come in and say, oh my gosh, my best friend Fred is on this program and I want to do it. And my team or my consultants, the store franchisees and consultants, they'll literally stop saying, oh, wait a minute, what are you doing? What are you looking to do? What's your goal? What health concerns do you have? And you may leave with a completely different program than your best friend, because we take care of each individual customer for their individual needs. And at my other brands, I always was forced to sell a certain percentage. Well, to sell that certain percentage, you're selling stuff that the customer doesn't want. Yeah. Now we're selling what the customer needs. It goes back to, when you care more about the customer than the sell, you'll sell more. So now it's all based on what they need. And our biggest compliment we get is like, they'll go like, oh my gosh, you guys' selection is unbelievable, but your knowledge of the product is even better, because it's not like you just have it on the shelf for somebody to come in and pick up. Yeah. As time goes on and the customer is groomed, they're going to come in and grab what they want, stuff like that. But then they may go, hey, I was on Instagram the other day and I saw this guy talking about Boswellia. And then, oh, okay, let me tell you what that does. So that is the difference. It's a whole, when anybody comes to my store for Discovery Day, I challenge them to go to every mom, pop, big chain vitamin store and see it. Because when you walk in our stores, I want you to see the difference.
Yeah. And that's a big thing that I like about your brand, because maybe what my friend wants is very different of what I want with my body at the end of the day. Some people are more into building more muscles, other people are supposed to be more healthy. There's different conditions and different things, and different also lifestyles that I might have that the other person might not have. And if I think just using the same supplements that my friend has, it's going to be the same. I'm completely wrong. So I like that aspect of NutritionHQ, that you guys actually take time to understand the customer before even trying to present them to something that they might buy. And let me ask you something, how's the business going, and how customers are reacting to the difference in the way that you guys treat customers?
Yeah, so business is great. We opened our third store last week, and we're
Congrats.
opening our fourth store. We're actually going through the LOI process now for our location,
Nice.
and it's good. We're getting, I'll put it out there myself. What are you doing about Amazon? There's the question. 75% of supplements that are purchased in brick and mortar stores. That's a number a lot of people don't know.
Wow, I didn't know.
One, I'm never going to get rid of Amazon. It's there. So we have to provide a service and a knowledge that nobody else can provide. And that's what we get. Like, even when I was a part of the other brand, the national brand, the big one, people go like, we drive past 5 of those stores to come to your store because of your staff, your products, and your knowledge. And we took that same thing, took it into NutritionHQ, but basically just empowered it even more. And it's just so much fun to see how people leave happy, like, oh my gosh, I really got helped.
Yeah.
And here's something that was told to me this summer. We did an event at one of my stores, and one of my former radio reps came up to me and she goes, hey, Ricky, she goes, I don't know if you know this, but she goes, I had foot surgery this past spring and I couldn't drive. And she goes, I called the store and they delivered my meals and my supplements every week for me while I was trying to recover.
And that's something that you don't get on big chains because, for you guys, customer is almost family at the end of the day. So yeah, for
It
sure.
is, and it's so funny because when I'm in the stores, I love it. Like somebody will walk in and be like, "Hey, Damon, I saw your grandmother pass away. I'm so sorry for your loss." Like we're such a big part of the community and a family feel and like a healthy culture. That's what's really cool. And we did another event, the same event, and we had a social media influencer in our store, 1 million followers, and real humble, amazing guy. And at the end of the event, he goes, I've done these all over the country, and I've never in my life seen something or experienced a store like this.
Oh, nice. Good. And what type of customers are you guys trying to get to? What's your target customer?
Yeah. So, our customer is probably a 50-50 ratio to men to women.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had this conversation when I was in one of my other stores. It's like, we're seeing a younger customer coming in. We're seeing a younger 13, 14-year-old customer coming in that's maybe getting on a hydration or a branched chain amino acid formula because their parents have grown up with supplements. My parents didn't grow up with supplements. So like I was the first one to really get into it. So we're seeing that change, but we have customers that I'd say our age range is 14 to 80, if not older. Like we see a wide range, 50-50. But basically, like we're seeing everything from general health to sports nutrition to weight loss. We do a scan in our store with the InBody, and in 15
Nice.
seconds, we're gonna know how much you weigh, how much your right arm, right leg, left leg, how much body fat you have, how much muscle, and then we can basically do a better consultation with you. But we're seeing a wide range. But we have people that our customers, we have what we call a help me, and maybe somebody that got on a scale was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I put on 20 pounds. Come in, help me. I need to lose weight. An oh no moment, maybe they went and got a blood work and their cholesterol's bad. Oh no. So they come in for that. We have fitness enthusiasts, people that just love the health and wellness business. And then we have another one of our customers, only the best. So we can literally put a post on social media that says XYZ just hit the store, and people are coming in because they want to be the first one to buy the new product. And those are our main customers that we say. And healthy aging, that's another one too. Like, I don't want to be on medicine like my parents were or my grandparents.
What's the difference when you started to now on the customers, especially like their education for supplements and stuff like that?
The main thing that has changed is people are so much more educated now that we have to be on our toes. It used to be when I had my first store, it took a little while to get it going, but that's mostly me learning as a business owner and learning as a franchisee how to get yourself out there. But back then, a national ad would drive people to the stores. That's not happening anymore. So the customer is so much more savvy now than they were 20 years ago when I opened my first store.
Sure, for sure. And let's get to the important part. No, everything is important, but this one is important. Like people that want to invest in something like this, what type of franchisees are you looking for? What type of personality, what type of person do you think will be good to run one of your stores?
Yeah, so probably like one of my franchisees now, it was a customer of ours at our store. They moved to Georgia. I was like, we need a Nutrition HQ here. So my ideal franchisee is somebody that's passionate about helping somebody. They have to have a genuine care for them. They want to help people achieve their goals. They want to take that personal. They're competitive. They're driven. They have a no-fail attitude. Like, we are not going to fail. We are going to succeed. What's that saying? If you want to take the island, burn the boat. We want that attitude. And that's personality. But the competitive, somebody out of the military would be very good, because I have a veteran background. I can help with that, and I can navigate that. First responders and stuff like that. And I do a 20% discount for veterans and first responders.
Perfect.
But they're going to be in that. So one of my favorite prospect calls I had, and this girl's going to do a store one day. I'm like, why do you want to open a Nutrition HQ? And she goes, I just love helping people. I love seeing people get results. And that's probably the biggest thing that we see is like my franchisees are really passionate about seeing their customers' success.
If you feel comfortable, if not, that's fine. How much your normal store kind of like makes?
Yeah. So basically, every store is going to be different based on, how much time they put into it, how much marketing they're going to do. So those numbers can vary,
Yeah, correct.
And that's kind of the sky's the limit to them. I've got a store now that does numbers I never thought would ever do. I mean, it's astronomical, blows you away. But investment wise, in my item 7 up in FDD, and if you guys don't know what an item 7 is, I have a YouTube channel on item 7, or a YouTube
nice
video on item 7.
I will send it to me so I can link this so people can see it.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. And that investment range is $172,500 to $290,500. Okay. And in that range, the 3 of the numbers I always point out is, one is the initial franchisee, 40,000. One is your initial inventory, 40,000. So there's 80. And then one is 3 months of working capital. I think I have it in there, or hey, at like 25 or 30 grand. So there's some of the numbers right there is where it's going to go. We've done a really good job of taking my fixture package that was bid out earlier this year at $117,000, and I got it down to 30,000.
That's not bad. That is not bad.
Without cutting quality, just finding the right manufacturer that could meet our needs.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a question that I love to ask, because like we all come from different aspects, and I love the fact that you were a franchisee, so you had that mentality and understanding of how someone that is investing in a brand might actually feel. So how is your experience with all these years in supplements, all these years as a franchisee, and now as a franchisor and business owner? How can you, or how you think you can help customers, start this franchise and be successful?
Yeah, what I like to say is, this is funny. Like, and I do my royalties different. When I was a franchisee, they always pulled royalties the 5th of every month. Now we do it every Wednesday just to help with cash flow. But I have the ability to walk in and help a franchisee understand inventory management and doing orders and managing your inventory, managing your payroll, because I did it for so many years. I've owned a vitamin store since 2000. So that's one thing. But I always like to say is, like, I've been there as a franchisee. I've been there. On Thursday, you look at your bank account like, man, I got lots of money. And then Friday, the rent check hits, the royalties hit, payroll hits. You're like, man, I'm broke. So I understand that feeling and that emotion. I can help them. Like, no, payroll taxes come out on the 20th of every month. Set up a bank account that every week you put a deposit in there for your payroll taxes. That way it doesn't sneak up on you. So I have a lot more operations and back office experience than a lot of people have, because they've never been a franchisee. They've never been in the back of that store scraping 2 pennies together to place an order.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, Rick, thank you so much for spending this time with us. I know that you're a busy guy, so thank you so much for giving us a few minutes. Is there anything else that you want to tell to our listeners before we go?
No, other than thank you. I love the opportunity to do this, and I appreciate how passionate you are to learn more about my brand and get it out there. We're excited with what we've got and where we're going. So
thank you so much for your time, and have a good day.
You too. Thanks, Jorge. Bye.